Hey guys, today we're going to go over how to keep your strength after a powerlifting weigh-in. So let me preface this by saying that this is only applicable and it only works for 24-hour weigh-ins. So if you're doing this in a federation where it's the same day weigh-in, it's not really going to work to its fullest benefit. So we're talking about 24-hour weigh-ins. Now that that's kind of out of the way, it's not uncommon in powerlifting, especially in the federations where they allow 24-hour weigh-ins, to have athletes drop anywhere from 15, 20, 25 pounds in a given period. And I mean, usually the heavier you are, the more you're going to lose. So it can really vary with how much people can lose with that. Now, the biggest concern with most powerlifters is, how can they do such a dramatic weight cut to make a lighter weight class so they can be more competitive but still retain all of their strength? Now the key point to this is just essentially rehydration. So a lot of people will prioritize the weight cut and they'll do everything in their willpower to get down those those 15, 20, 25 pounds, whatever it may be. But then once they make weigh-ins, they don't do anything to make sure that they recover their full weight, if not more. So that's going to be our key today, and that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to go over my methods and what I use to recover, something that I picked up from learning from other people, and also just kind of formulating everything for myself. But usually I'll drop from 180 over to about 165, and then I can pretty much gain that weight back overnight with absolutely no problem. So I'm just going to go over what I do. Let's see. So we're going to go ahead and weigh in. Once you weigh in, a lot of people make the mistake of just absolutely gorging themselves, and they'll eat a ton of food and they'll start chugging water, nice icy cold water. But the problem with this is you are going from this extreme state of dehydration, if you've done it correctly, and then you're going into this opposite extreme. So now you're going from nothing to just full 100. This isn't really good. So the way that I go about regaining my weight to its fullest capacity to make sure that I don't lose any strength is I'll sip on some Pedialyte. So if you don't already have Pedialyte, it's something to explore and definitely use for your next weigh-ins. I'll sip on it, maybe a few ounces or so, kind of throughout the first hour. I don't chug it just because it'll fill up my stomach. I also try to make sure that it's room temperature because from my understanding, cold water can really expand. So if you chug cold water, it'll prevent you from being able to drink more later on. So I'll sip on a Pedialyte. If anything, I might also get some Pop-Tarts or a bagel or something that's high carb. And then I'll also kind of nibble on that just to start getting some food into my stomach. Once you're kind of done with that Pedialyte, you can switch it out for a Gatorade, just to once again kind of get some of that sugar flowing into your system, some of those carbs, so you can slowly start bumping your weight back in in a very gradual manner. And the reason why we're using Pedialyte, it's because if we just drink pure straight water, it's just going to flush right through your system and none of it's going to stick. So none of the electrolytes are really going to stick to your body, which is pretty much what you've already lost by dehydrating yourself to that level by that point. So you want those electrolytes, and you just want something that's going to stay within your system. So really I can drink a ton of Pedialyte and I'm probably not going to go to the bathroom very much just because I'm so dehydrated, versus water where you might just drink the first gallon and you're already going to the bathroom. It's just not going to stay with you. So now, once that's kind of out of the way, it's maybe been an hour, hour and a half, something like that, and my stomach's a little bit more settled, I'm feeling a little bit more level-headed, then you can start eating a lot more. So what do you eat? The biggest thing that you want to focus on is eating foods that are high in sodium and just absolutely high in carbs. So this pretty much just means eating as much junk food as you want. Definitely don't eat anything that's going to upset your stomach, because then that's really going to mess you up for the next day. So like if you're not used to having sushi, don't have sushi. Something, kind of just common sense like that. But usually I'll go to IHOP because I mean just the meals there are like 1,000 calories a plate. So I have something like a big steak omelet or steak with eggs and pancakes, hash browns, that sort of thing. But it's all super high sodium, high carbs, some protein in there. You just really want to try to fill up as much as possible and gorge out and really just get all that food into you. So my first stop is usually IHOP. After that, for my last weigh-in, I went to, what was it, Chipotle. So I'll do Chipotle. That's another 1,000 calories right there, a burrito. I'll try to kind of space them out, but I know that I need to make sure that I keep eating. Otherwise, I'm not going to hit the calories that I need for the day to be able to really kind of regain my weight. And then after that, last time I think I did a burger from Portillo's or something, and then I finally did Illuminati's, which is a pizza place out here in Chicago that serves deep dish pizza. So you can get an idea of what I'm eating. I'm pretty much just eating anywhere from 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories in a given day, where usually I'm just used to eating 2,500. So all of that is going to help me regain my weight, along with drinking the Pedialyte and drinking the Gatorade throughout the day. So my general rule of thumb is I just try to always keep a drink in my hand at all times. So I'm always sipping on something throughout the day. And I'll switch off between, once again, the Pedialyte and the Gatorade until at the end of the day I'm pretty much back up to 180, if not even more. And that's usually when I'm heavier. Lately I've been like 176 at my heaviest. But when I'm heavier, I can do that. And I'll just keep doing that throughout the day, because otherwise you don't want to be in the position where you haven't drank your fluids all day, or you haven't ate all day, and you know it's midnight and you're like, oh shit, I'm still 5-10 pounds under what my normal weight is, because then you're definitely not going to have a good day the next day. So if you're wondering, well, Sergio, how do I get down those 15, 20, 25 pounds? I actually just did an ebook, and I kind of wrote out the whole method, including this recovery process, but I wrote down the process as to how to even get to that point where you're actually making weight in the first place. So I'm running it at pretty much just $5 right now. You can go ahead and email me at searchtoniewlevels@gmail.com, and I can send you a copy of that. I mean, most people just go through PayPal, so I can do PayPal, but just talk to me and I'll be able to figure something out with you. But it's a method that I highly recommend if you're looking to be a little bit more competitive. I don't recommend it for people who are doing this for their first competition, because you just want to get a baseline. You don't really want to focus too much on something like this that can throw you off. And I also will refrain from selling to anyone that I think is using it for the wrong purposes. So this is strictly for powerlifting competitions or any sort of athletic weigh-in. This is absolutely not a diet, so don't email me if you're looking for a diet, because this is not the right way to do it, and it's a very temporary measure. So take that into account. I mean, really, you only should be your 15, 20 pounds down for like a day, if that. So a lot of the weight actually comes off like the day before, because you don't want to be walking around that light for so long, so dehydrated, because you're going to feel like shit and it's actually going to start zapping your energy. So that method is available. I'll link it below, and then I'll also put out my email there for you guys to check out. So if you have any more questions, you can feel free to comment below. If you like this video, give me a like. That'll help me out a lot. And then also make sure to subscribe. And I'll keep posting out more stuff like this. So thank you.